注意書きなのだ。重要なのは2番なのだ。始めるで。ファイアソングの最初のクエストだぞ。
Why, it's you! I should have known you'd turn up on Galen. Good timing. We have plenty of trouble to go around today. I took a post as mage for hire to Count Mornard, but he needs all the help he can get. And he pays well for it. The usual. Well, more than that. Galen's beset by sea elf pirates. But these aren't the usual isolated raids. House Mornard's defending the isle as best they can, but their knights are stretched thin, and the druids are too distracted to lend a hand. Some quarrel among the circles. Never seen the druids so at odds before. But if you're willing to help, go talk to the Count's son, Sir Stefan. He's just outside Vastir, leading the effort to drive off the Sea Elves. What do you say, sailor? Sir Stefan is outside Vastir with Lord Baccaro, the leader of the Society of the Steadfast. Which reminds me, I've got the healing herbs he asked for. Give these to Lord Baccaro, mate. Now I'm off. Got Sea Elf raiders near Windrak Fort to deal with.
The Steadfast are here to aid those harmed by the Sea Elf attacks. I have no knights to lend you, Count Mornard, Sir Stefan.
We'll have to handle the Sea Elves ourselves, then. I don't know what's keeping the druids.
You place too much trust in those ivy-robed beggars, Stefan.
Are those supplies for the Society of the Steadfast? I'm sure Lord Baccaro will put them to good use. Give them to him, then come talk to me. You look like someone I could very much make use of right about now.
Supplies for the Society of the Steadfast. Give them to Lord Baccaro. I wish he'd brought knights instead of bandages. But I'll take whatever help he offers. At least he showed up, not like those ivy-robed beggars. Druids. They mostly keep to themselves, refuse to participate in politics or significant trade, and look down upon the great works of House Mornard and the Breton people. They contribute practically nothing to Galen's strength or prosperity. As the duly appointed Count of Galen, I oversee the regional authority of Vastir and the rest of the island. We learned long ago that nothing good came of making druids pay taxes. Better to leave them alone. A lesson my son would be wise to heed.
Well, if it isn't Lady Arabelle's talented assistant, I might have guessed that Galen's troubles would draw you here. What can I do for you, my friend? Ah, thank you. We're short-handed, and I haven't had anyone to send for these. As you can see, the fighting on Galen has caused no end of suffering. And most of the victims are simple farmers and townsfolk, not soldiers. Damn those sea elf pirates! For the most part, there have been some incidents among the druid circles, too, but the sea elves are definitely the biggest threat. Talk to Sir Stefan Mornard. I'm sure he can find a use for someone with your obvious talents. Young Sir Stefan is over there with his father, Count Mornard. They will readily accept any assistance you're willing to offer. Now, if you'll excuse me, the Society of the Steadfast's work is never done. The Mornards are neighbors, so to speak. Count Leonard sent word to me about Galen's troubles with the Sea Elves. I have many responsibilities on High Isle, but still, I had to help an old friend. I am trying to be in two places at the same time as best I can. It involves frequent voyages from Vastir to Gonfalon Bay. Fortunately, I can trust Lady Arabelle to look after the Alliance leaders when I must be absent.
Well met, adventurer. If you're looking for work, I need all the help I can get. Sea Elf raids are nothing new on Galen, but never have they attacked in such numbers. The whole southeast shore is under siege. I'm not sure. Most Sea Elves are pirates. Easy plunder is what they're usually after. But the Dreadsails are more determined than any Maormer I've seen before. Whatever their goal, we must push them back. Hand me your map. I've received reports of Dreadsails near Windrack Fort, the village of Tuin and Suncleft Cove. I need you to investigate these sightings and chase off any Sea Elves you find. Let them know Galen won't go down without a fight. Not as ready as I would like, friend. We don't have enough knights to protect the whole island, but I need information even more than I need soldiers. Find out what the Dreadsails really want, if you can, and where they plan to strike next. All three locations I need you to investigate lie to the east. Chase away any Sea Elves you find at the fort and the village, and see if you can figure out what they're up to at the cove. Report back to me in Vastir when you're done. Time is pressing, but I suppose it's only prudent to find out something about what you're getting into. Which location are you curious about? Well, it's an old fort, built on Windrack Point centuries ago to protect Vastir against attacks from the east. It's not in good repair, but we garrison it as strongly as we can. Yet perhaps not strongly enough. Anything else? Until today, I would have said Suncleft Cove wasn't important at all. It's a pretty enough spot, but there are certainly better places for the Dreadsails to land raiders. I can't imagine what the Sea Elves want there. Is that all? Tuin? It's an Eldertide settlement. They have little love for House Mornard, but they like Sea Elves even less. I expected them to put up a stout defense against the Dreadsails, but we haven't heard from them in quite some time. Any more questions? I leave that to you. With luck, you'll find allies at the fort or village. But whatever you do, go swiftly. If we fail to meet the Sea Elf threat now, it's only a matter of time before we see them at the walls of Vastir. Galen may claim to be a Breton holding, but the Druids have lived here for centuries. Some of them don't like city folk, but they certainly defend the coast from pirates. Especially the Eldertide Circle. It's not like them to avoid a fight. One of the 3 circles of druids in the archipelago. The Eldertide live by the coast and dislike outsiders. The Firesong are recluses, keeping to old places of power. Then there's the Stone Lore. I studied with them when I was young. With the druids and with a knightly order, I suppose you could say I had a well-rounded sister's education. If you're interested, I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, I need you to check out those locations.
You understand your task. The Sea Elves aren't standing about here, so go find them. I look forward to reports of your success. A leader who takes foolish risks doesn't last long. I serve my people best by commanding from here, not fighting in the field. If the need arises, I won't hesitate to ride with my knights. Until then, I trust Stefan to see my will done.
The Society of the Steadfast is a philanthropic organization. What few knights I have are purely for the defense of our pavilions. Our assistance to Galen is as relief, nothing more. It's good to see that Sir Stephen has confidence in you, though.
以上、愛知県名古屋終わり。